part 2, the quickest sequel ever recorded, ever made. Obviously we've got the top of the bill on the table with me right now. I'll introduce everybody to you one by one. To my far left, we've got the European champ, Kevin Satchell. It's an absolute pleasure to have him here. To my far right is Derry Matthews, who will talk about his fight on Saturday and obviously the one on the 18th of April as well. We've got Zolani's promoter, Branko. It's a pleasure to have him here. And then we've got the two guys who will be fighting for the IBF Super Flyweight Championship of the world on Friday night. To my right, ZOLANI TETE, the champion, and the challenger, Paul Butler. Start with Kev Satchell. So I said in the original press conference when we announced this show that I think his performance against Brady, if I'm going to pronounce this right, Yanchi, was stand out for me. It was probably one of the standout performances of that night. You know, it was a big fight for him. Obviously, live on BoxNation. Had to perform, catch people's eye, and he certainly did that. You know, there's a fight that we're working on for Kev at the moment. If he comes through this test on Saturday against Walter Rochas from Argentina, who's 24-5-1, so he's got a very decent record. Zhu Shiming's fighting at the weekend for the IBF title, and should he win and Kev win on Friday night, I think that's a fight that we could make in the summer. So there's big rewards for Kev if he looks the part again and does the business. He's at that level. You know, he showed that against Yanchi. He's mixing it with the best already, and I think would rightly deserve a world title shot in the summer if he comes through. To my far right, it's Derry Matthews. He's we're fighting in an 8x3 against Georgi Meze Jr. from Hungary. He's a former EU champion. He's got a 21-3 record, so he's not going to be, he's no mug. You know, he's obviously going to be coming over here to cause an upset, get a bit of a name for himself, especially because Derry will be challenging Richard Abril on the 18th of April for the WBA lightweight title. And you know, I think if this fella can go back to Hungary and say that I stopped Derry from doing that, then he'll get a lot of plaudits back home and set up some big fights for himself. So they can, you know, can't afford any slip-ups from Derry on Friday. And to be honest, fair play to Derry for wanting to keep going and keep bubbling over and ticking over. But I think this, you know, a fight of this importance, I think this fight on Friday is the be-all and end-all. You know, because without a win on Friday, I think we might have a big problem. So, you know, he's got to keep his eye on the ball. Didn't want to disrupt his camp, stop and then start again. He's going to have the fight on Friday, and then straight back into it. So, you know, it's a pleasure to have Derry on the bill, and I don't think showing Liverpool will be complete without Mr. Matthews. So it's a pleasure to have him here. And to the main event, you know, these two guys. First of all, it's a pleasure to finally welcome ZOLANI to Liverpool. We're a few months behind schedule, but it's definitely a fight worth waiting for, and it was definitely an opportunity that Paul Butler wanted to wait for. I think we've all seen that interview he was doing with Steve Lillis at Arnie's gym when the news broke that ZOLANI was out injured, and it was a real heartbreaker. I think you know, it was one of those moments you very rarely capture on film, and Paul's face told a million stories, so he's got the opportunity to put that right on Friday night. And become a two-weight world champion, and he's going to be the first man to, if he wins it, to have done that for 100 years since Bob Fitzsimmons done it. So, you know, he'll be mixing in very good company, but obviously ZOLANI is the champion. He's got the confidence of stepping away from home and coming over to the UK to defend his title, so you've got to give him a lot of credit for that. And you don't become a world champion just, you know, if you haven't got the skills to do it. So I know Paul and his team have taken this extremely seriously, as he should be, and you know, we're just looking forward I'm looking forward to that belt being around Paul's waist on Friday. But obviously, I'm sure ZOLANI will have a few words to say about that in a second. Just Branko, if you'd like to say a few words.
Well, it's nice to be back to UK. It's much colder than South Africa, but it's nice. We look forward to work again with Francis, BoxNation, Queensberry Promotions. As Francis mentioned, ZOLANI is one of the few African boxers that travels well. What I mean by traveling well, as you would recall, he went to Mexico He stopped former IBF champion Juan Sanchez in round 10 to win eliminator. Then he went to Japan to win the vacant IBF world title. And that's where is that confidence Francis is talking about, coming to England to defend. We are aware that Paul Butler is very, very strong challenger. I wouldn't even say challenger. Paul is the champion in his own right. He has beaten the man Stuart Hall, who has beaten my other fighter, Musi Molinga, to win the IBF world title. So certainly I hope to be better luck this time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Branko. We'll stick with the top of the bill before we ask Kevin Derry to say anything. So, Zolani, if you'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to thank you guys for welcoming me here in Liverpool. I'm going to promise you one thing. I'm going to break Paul's nose on Friday. I'm going to knock him out, and hopefully it's going to be a good fight. But you must know one thing. I'm not a champion because I bought the title. I fought for it, and I fought hard for the title. And that's what's going to happen on Friday.
Paul, got anything to say about that?
I'm excited for Friday night. It's been a long time coming. We've had one big long camp preparing for Tete. So, listen, Friday night, we know he travels well, but he travels well against half decent opponents. He's stepping in there with someone that's better than him. And believe me, I'm going to wear him down. I'm going to knock him out. He's not going to win it, and he's not taking that title down. 100%.
You'll be travelling light on the way home then.
Yeah, most definitely.
Good. Kev, could you say a few words?
Just say thank you for being on such a great bill, and just a hot start and pick us the van, not being a title fight, but hopefully this one has put me into a world title shot, so good made up to be on it.
Derry?
Yeah, just to say as well. Kev said I'm just gutted that the Abel fight's not happening, but yourself and your dad and the team, my team MGM, just up to the word, still going to fight for the world title against Abel. And I'm just delighted to be part of a show that it's going to make a bit of history. Paul, in my eyes, is going to be a two-time world champion, and I'm delighted to be on the show and to be there and to fight first and get to watch him, make a bit of history.
Just like to open the floor to any questions. Don't rush.
Zolani, how much of Paul Butler have you seen so far?
I've seen all of his fights. Some are on YouTube, some are organized, but I've seen his fights. I take nothing away from him. He's a good champion, but we are not in the same level.
Have you seen any chinks in his armour that makes you extra confident going into this fight?
Yes, I've seen some. As a fighter, you learn and you search and you find the weak point of your opponent, and that's what we did.
Paul, if I can just ask you, how have you prepared for ZOLANI TETE, who is an awkward southpaw and quite taller than yourself?
We've obviously had southpaw sparring, and lots of it. We know he's good, we know he's tall. But I believe I'm a better fighter.
Paul, you've now taken punches at bantamweight. How big of a help will that be, going up against a big puncher at superfly that you've already taken shots from bigger men?
We'll see how much of a big puncher he is on Friday night. His 16 knockouts, so it was 19 wins. They haven't come in great company, have they? So we'll see when he lands. I believe he won't be able to hurt me.
So you've boxed abroad and boxed well previously. Have you any idea of the reception that you're going to get here in Liverpool as the away fighter?
Yes, I've seen fights happening here in Liverpool, and it's one peak of a crowd. But I'm not worried about it. Me and Paul, it's going to be me and him inside the square. That's all that matters to me.
How rich.
Sounds rich.
It's terrible.
Come on, Rich.
He's the bank manager.
That's me. Any more questions?
Kevin, what does it mean that you're being talked about that potential summer world title fight?
It's great. It's actually get that sorted if it pulls off and all that. But at the minute, I've got a fighter in front of me. That's he's a dangerous opponent, so I'm just thinking about that at the minute.
Derry, obviously you've got your world title coming up, and in this fight you can afford no slip-ups, as Francis said. But have you got? I know you're working with Danny and Taff. Have you is your plan just to box this?
Yeah, I'm just under instructions from Danny. You know, a lot of people are saying it's easy taking a fight, but as I was just stated, I want to be part of big shows, and this is a massive show. Paul's going to make history, and I want to be part of the show. And I've sold a lot of tickets, and you know, I love fighting. I've always set the target out. I wanted to have 50 fights, and fighting Friday gets me close to that. But I know I can't make any mistakes. Got to focus about Friday, and then we can worry about tableau. But my main job now is to get Friday out of the way, no injuries, get in there, boxing. That's Danny's instructions. If he wants me to go for the stoppage, I'll go for it. You know, after the first round, as soon as you sit down, you can plan what's next.
Georgie MERSEY Jr., he's boxed Crawler, he's boxed Flanagan.
Yeah.
And they've not managed to stop him.
They don't punch hard as me, so that's basically.
Do you think you'll be able to stop him?
Yeah, I know I can stop him. If Danny wants me to stop him, I'll stop him. They don't hit as hard as me. I'd be even the biggest lightweight in the world, never mind just in Britain. Punching wise, I am. You know, I'm excited for Friday. I hope Danny does let me go for the stoppage, and and I can prove to people and say I've just done something what no other lightweight in the country's done.
Derry, 4 weeks from this fight, you're due to fight Richard Aberrell. Are you worried about head clashes and this type of thing going into this fight?
I'm going to wear the head guard or a motorbike home. I've just got to, I just keep going, just keep stating that, just under instructions from Danny, and I know what sort of opponent I'm getting in there with. Just got to box and use my brain, and I just keep doing, let some body shots go, and everyone knows how much I mark up in sparring and when I fight cutting and all that, but if I can perform the way I did against Adam Dingsdale, where I don't think I got hit in the fight, I don't think I come out with a mark on me, have a few days home, then go back to camp to Marbella and prepare for the world title.
How have you found fight week so far? I suppose it could be a little bit anticlimactic for yourself with the fight, Richard Aberrell fight not happening this week.
Yeah, listen, I'm a professional. I've got to focus on Friday, and as I've said in previous interviews, there's a lot of worse people off than me in the world. I got told Friday the 13th that I weren't fighting for a world title. I thought it was a bit of a joke, and then I realised, but then I said to myself, get over it. There's worse people off all over the world than me. So I just want to fight, and they promised me that they'll get the fight again. I didn't think it would happen so soon, but it's here. I'm a fighter. I'm fight happening April the 18th. I'll get this fight out the way, and I can plan that one.
Well, give Jason McClory a lot of credit for that, for getting that done. So big.
Even before, before the first fight was even announced, Jason, I know how much he worked his ass off to getting the fight done for me. Was on the phone, I was on holiday in Mexico. Every 2 minutes, my phone was bleeping, or I was speaking to him while I was there, and he told me the fight was on, so I was over the moon.
I don't think it'll be long till that ponytail falls out.
I know. I had one of them.
Paul, can I just ask, obviously it's very unfortunate for Derry that he's had a postponement of his world title, but that's put you right in the spotlight in this city. What does it mean to you to be fighting at this level in your home city?
It means a lot. Obviously I'm a bit gutted for Derry as well. He's not headlining and getting a world title shot, but it's not as if he's not getting that. He's still got something to look forward to. But for me, it's a big opportunity, and I'll take it with both hands.
Do you feel the city's right behind you? What sort of reaction you have?
Yeah, definitely. I've sold plenty of tickets myself, and the echo should be pretty full on Friday night.
Paul, you're known as a notorious body puncher, and ZOLANI TETE is tall. Will that be part of your game plan? Will you be looking to go for the body?
If we get into the body, then so be it. We've been down plenty of times to the head as well. One of them being a jab. So, whichever way we get him, we'll get him.
Are you predicting the stoppage? Can you see yourself getting a stoppage?
100%. He's bottled it before, and he'll bottle it again.
Paul, when you relinquished the IBF title you beat Stewie Hall for, Did you envisage fighting for another world title this soon?
Yeah, because I wouldn't give up the world title otherwise. Your natural weight was Superfly, and he always said I'd come back down for the world title shot. We got that. Obviously, he had an injury, and it's been rescheduled, so it's not my fault that we had to do a 10-rounder, but that 10 rounds will put me in good stead for Friday night.
How grateful are you to your promotion team and your management team for delivering on what they said they were going to do?
Yeah, I'm very thankful. I trusted them from even before Shiwill won the world title. We spoke about it, and we spoke about dropping back down a weight as soon as we won it as well, and they'd get me a world title shot, so they've done everything that,
I think that initial conversation was probably about 2 years ago, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
having a chat about that 18 months ago at Arnie's gym. So, you know, although, you know, it's down to these guys in the ring, it is, you know, in terms of getting the fights done, getting the fights made, and Derry just said, you know, with Jason on board, it's a big team effort. And, you know, a lot of guys say, but you know, I think Paul's dad, he refers to the team as we, so that's what it is. But at the end of the day, it's these guys getting in the ring. These guys got the hardest jobs to do, and I hope all the fans turn out to support them, because it's going to be a terrific night on Friday night.
Francis, how many you're expecting in the arena on the night?
About 6.5 in there.
Are there still tickets available to buy on the door on
There
Friday?
are. You just took the words right out of my mouth. We're live and exclusive on BoxNation. The tickets are 40, 50, 75, 100 and £150. Available on 0844 8400 at the Echo Arena box office and at echoarena.com, and also from Eventim on 0844 249 1000, and that's eventim.co.uk. I appreciate all the journalists if you could use that as a tagline at the end of your pieces for tomorrow morning's articles. Is there any more questions? Thanks very much for coming down today, and I will see you Friday. Thank you.